The Institute of English Studies is home to a vibrant community of promising scholarship. Since its inception as a Department of English Language and Literature in 1963, it has widened its literary spectrum under the leadership of stalwart academics. Professor Sirajuddin was the first chair of the department. Professor Dr. Naseem Riaz Bhatt initiated the MPhil program in 1993. Professor Shaista Sonu Sirajuddin began our flagship PhD program in 2004, and Professor Dr. Amra Raza directed IES, the first PhD in English produced by this institution, initiated the 4-year BS program in 2014. Merging into this discourse of excellence are the professional contributions of Muhammad Ismail Bhatti, Naveed Shehzad, Farida Javed, Kaniz Aslam, Razi Abidi, Zarina Saeed, Dr. Shiri Rahim and Iffat Saeed. The evolution of the Department of English Language and Literature to an Institute of English Studies was not only rooted in the student body rising above 500, but also on account of the global need to expand English literature beyond the Anglosphere to focus on interdisciplinary areas. Thus, at the end of 2020, the Institute of English Studies (IES) came into existence. Since then, the department has staffed academics with strong educational and research profiles. It is currently offering BS, MA, MPhil and PhD programs including diplomas in ELT and linguistics as well as a certification in spoken English.
Just as no individual can exist on their own, similarly no subject can survive in isolation, especially in the 21st century, a time of global digitalization and increased social mobility. The transition of the Department of English to an Institute of English Studies at Punjab University on 26 November 2020 was not only one of nomenclature, but was based on the knowledge that we must move beyond Anglophonic and Eurocentric literature. In addition, the unconditional support extended for this venture by the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Niaz Ahmed Akhtar, was fueled by the desire to expand the marketability of our graduates beyond the arts, education and civil service, to include employability in the advertising, marketing and banking sectors, as well as avail job opportunities in editing, web designing, law, administration and social media. Now at the IES, in addition to literary analyses, there is a specialized focus on skills development. We nurture an interdisciplinary approach, introducing dimensions of film media and gender studies, digital humanities, and creative writing. Moreover, decoloniality, intersectionality, Asiatic studies, and transnationalism, only to mention a few, will also be included under this new umbrella. At the IES, we seek to integrate the indigenous with the international and the cultural with the cosmopolitan.
The Department of English Language and Literature was established in 1963. Since then, the department has staffed academics with strong educational and research profiles. The graduates of the department are serving nationwide in different capacities. In 2020, the status was raised to an Institute of English Studies. We want our students to rethink what it means to be a recipient of liberal arts education. Therefore, our vision supports the inculcation of love for knowledge, training students to be professionals, and equip them for postgraduate research.
Studying at the IES is extraordinary because of the breadth and depth you're able to put into your degree. There is so much going on the edges of academia, and IES is at the forefront of its execution. Training workshops for academics, international conferences, seminars, poetry recitals, dramatic enactments, and film screenings. These inculcate an analytic rigor, training in dialogue, poetry, and creative writing opportunities. We at IES offer multidisciplinary research where you can incorporate cultural studies, sociology, psychology, history, and other subjects. We are conducting research on intersectionality, which is a metaphor for understanding the ways that multiple forms of inequality and different forms of oppressions compound themselves. And they're often not understood adequately through the conventional lens of thinking about racism, feminism, and social justice. What we look for are people who love literature and keep pushing forward, reading and exploring the world of words.
As coordinator of the BS program, we focus on building a strong base for undergraduate students. For the first 2 years of their academic lives, students are imparted general education in a wide variety of subjects. And in the last 2 years of the undergraduate program, they make an extensive survey of various branches of literatures in English. This enables them to develop a global outlook, but also stay firm rooted in their own culture. A revision of curricula remains a permanent feature of our vision for undergraduate studies. We live in an era of digital imperialism where data is the new power regime. For this purpose, compulsory courses on IT and human resource management have been introduced. Our aim is the holistic development of personalities. As students of literature, they are not simply cogs in monstrous capital structures, but thinking individuals who have the power to critique and question any grand narrative that seems to canonize itself. We also provide career counseling, and in the future we intend to conduct more workshops to educate the students how to prepare themselves for the demands of the job market.
Being a part of IES faculty is a source of pride and joy, as here we are engaged in the active pursuit of excellence. Our BS program is one of the best in the country and is at par with those offered by internationally ranked universities. It aims at honing the critical, analytical, and creative faculties of students as they are exposed to a wide variety of globally competitive and intellectually stimulating courses. Our teaching strategy is pretty hands-on. The curricula is carefully revised regularly to integrate new knowledge in the area. The Institute ensures that students are well grounded in research. Workshops, seminars, and scholarly talks are a regular feature here that keep the student body abreast of the latest developments in English studies. IES aims at producing high employability graduates who are both thinking individuals and understanding human beings in order to meet the challenges of the job market and life in general.
While working in a public sector university, we enthusiastically meet each new batch from diverse socio-economic and linguistic backgrounds. We work closely with freshmen, monitoring them as teachers and guiding them as advisors. Our interaction is not confined to the classrooms. As mentors, guides, and trainers, our roles are manifold. We envision the Institute with concentrated spaces for emerging disciplines such as translation studies, theatrical practice, cross-disciplinary research, digital humanities, and eco-critical approaches in literature. This is with an aim to align our education with the latest global trends. As an integral part of the future vision of IES, we plan to offer courses to develop language and communication skills of the students, to make them confident graduates, as they not only form the largest ratio of teachers and civil service officers, but also excel in journalism, content writing, teacher training, translation services, publishing industry, and many other fields.
As coordinator of the MPhil program at IES, my emphasis is upon engaging literary texts with cultural texts. With this in mind, we are training our research students at IES to transcend strict disciplinary frontiers and shift to an interdisciplinary focus. This liberalization of focus is to ensure trade of ideas between authors and works originating from any cultural and geographical background and us. The students are thus able to contest, defend, and debate multiplicity of discourses from various cultural, historical sites to review their own conditions. This approach has already yielded rich dividends for us, as our fellows are publishing their research in top-notch international journals in domains as diverse as posthumanism, eco-criticism, artificial intelligence, media and literary studies, theatre, disability studies, and globalization. Our vision is to produce a contingent of excellent scholars who should be the guardians of social values like justice, non-violence, progress, and plurality of worldviews.
At the Institute of English Studies, we are interested in navigating feminist engagements with post-colonial discourse. especially the resistance of third world women against colonial and patriarchal domination. Through our teaching and research supervision at the Institute of English Studies, we try to sensitize students to the complexities of third world feminism and also encourage them to take part in local and global discussions. We take immense pride in the research accomplishments of our faculty and students who have presented their papers based on the doubly marginalized identities of colonized women at esteemed international conferences. Our participation in global conversations is a testament to the thriving research culture at the IES.
Conscious of the colonial past of the discipline, we at the Institute of English Studies cherish and foster indigeneity and empower students to engage internationally with cosmopolitan ideas in a pluriversal manner. We are also trying to understand newer forms of imperialisms in their digital varieties or in the shape of algorithmic oppression. The Institute also plans to establish a facilitation center to transform English Studies publications in the country. Ours is the first institute within the country to bravely foster decolonial engagements and open up discourses surrounding the issue of academic audit. Our institute is facilitating the networking of English Studies establishments within the country so that collectively we may begin to chart a course for the future efficacy of the discipline, which is inclusive and not exclusive.
Here at IES, we enjoy exploring hybrid modes of research with concrete implications that expand to a variety of realms. In our research programs, we encourage students to explore academic crossroads where different areas of scholarship intersect, assemble, and brace each other. As teachers, we constantly strive to deconstruct and reconstruct outdated teaching and research methodologies so that our scholars can keep up with international academic standards. There are many exciting projects underway, such as the Institute's creative writing platform Words, led by a team of student editors, the revival of the institutional book club, as well as frequent one-on-one interaction of our students with international authors, scholars, and academics. Thus, IES continues to retain its reputation as a leading institution of English studies in Pakistan.
As a program coordinator of the PhD, we at the IES focus on fostering more cutting-edge research in South Asian literature. And since Pakistan is now a recognized literary geography, we aim to prepare a body of interdisciplinary research abreast of the latest critical and theoretical trends taking root in Global South. At IES, we envision housing inclusive research domains where literature brushes shoulders equitably with emerging research patterns of social sciences. Therefore, we seek literary studies involving research fields as diverse as critical theory, indigenous studies, digital modes, film, and media. Not only do we aim to make IES a benchmark of South Asian studies offering innovative opportunities to students, but a research partner in global humanities.
At the IES, we promote the study of eco-criticism. You see, the aim is to broaden the horizon of students through an exposure to narratives of ecofeminism, old world wilderness, eco-critical interpretations of Gothic literature, and thereby create an interdisciplinary bridge between environmental studies and literature. However, these areas are not studied in isolation, as we encourage students to come up with practical solutions which can cement qualitative with quantitative research methodology. In addition, political nuances and visual representation lead to explorations of the dialogic relationship between man and nature.
We are entrusted in the field of digital poetics as a method of discovery. Identifying the intersection between computing and poetry, we've been actively involved in multidisciplinary research by applying laws of thermodynamics on modern American poetry, identifying manifestations of entropy in Irish poetry, visualizing digital games in modern drama, and stimulating our institute's first digital humanities project in modern American poetry. In this plastic but generative transformation of English literature, the programming Python has steered our Department of English Language and Literature to the semantic wonders of our new locale, IES, the Institute of English Studies. In its expanse, we see IES as a germination ground for digital poetics to thrive in artificial intelligence by digitally instructing the dialogue between poetic geometry and areas of material and discovery sciences. I would simply say, come, join our community in experiencing digital plurality in our institute.
Currently, IES comprises 16 permanent faculty members, 7 of which are PhDs in various literary domains, and 5 who are pursuing their doctoral research. With its close and distant approaches to classical and literary texts, IES brings you in spatial contact with a wide range of critical and digital discourses. Come and join us for an amazing experience.